Column and Harry Richardson, Manhattan. Good afternoon, Mrs. Livingston. Yes. Frankly, I don't think the cherie you suggested would do at all. No, not with the curtains I've selected. Why not almond green? That's the new color. I'm expecting a new consignment on the Rochambeau. No. I'll come up myself. Yes. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Oh, you're home, are you?
No, I'm fighting the waves at Northampton.
Please don't remind me of Long Island and the ocean after the day I've had.
Why? What's the stock exchange bad today?
Bad. The worst case of fits and starts on record. Every stock and bond had St. Vitus's dance. I'm through. I'm going to give the market absent treatment until the middle of August.
Were you caught in the shower?
No, I came up in the car. It didn't amount to much.
Oh, don't sit there.
What's the matter with you? Why not?
That's going to be Mrs. Van Zile's new boudoir. Doing over her whole townhouse.
Whose room is this now?
That's going to be Rex's bedroom.
Rex's bedroom. Well, I can sit down there with perfect propriety. That's what I get for sharing an apartment with one of our classiest interior decorators. Last year, we wore a symphony in brown. This spring, I had to move out while you changed it to a harmony in blue. What's it going to be next winter? A panorama in pink?
If you'll pardon the suggestion, you need a cold shower.
I'm going to take it too. I don't suppose you want a gin and fizz.
I did, but I got over it.
Got over it? What did you do? I think you took a bath in it.
Hello? Who? What are you doing in town? Oh, that's it. She's coming here to see me. About a benefit? Oh, all right. You can come on over and stay for dinner too. Yes, we're going to have dinner here tonight.
Oh, a lady coming to see you.
Myrtle Davis.
That's bad.
And her mother.
Too bad. Who was it warned you?
Rex Van Zile.
Rex? Did he come to town with Myrtle?
No, he just wants to meet her here accidentally.
Say, he must have it bad to leave the beach and follow her to town in this sort of weather.
You forgot Rex finds Myrtle a cool proposition.
I certainly wonder what Rex sees in Myrtle.
With the grouch you've got, you'd wonder what anyone sees in Venus de Milo.
No, I shouldn't. A nice, cool marble lady would appeal to me strongly just now.
Oh, you better hustle and take that shower. They'll be around soon. I'll send out for some gin.
Why don't you get it yourself? You need the exercise. You haven't stretched a muscle in a month.
Oh, all right. Was that thunder?
It looks as though it might rain again. Better take a parasol.
Oh, shut up.
Bring in a paper. Last edition. The score was 8-8 in the 11th inning.
Are they playing baseball at the Polo Grounds today?
No, checkers.
How you gonna keep them down on the farm after they've seen Perry? How you gonna keep them away from Broadway? Aren't you? Who are you? Are you in the wrong apartment?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, this is Mr. Collins' apartment.
Oh, Miss Richardson is staying here too. I'm a friend of theirs. Rex Van Zile is my name.
Oh, yes, sir. The gentleman they go to visit on Sundays.
Yes, I met Mr. Cullum going out and he gave me his key.
Oh, shall I take your flowers, sir?
Flowers? Oh, yes. My mother thought the fellows would like them.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure they will be very pleased, sir.
I'm afraid they're a bit wilted. I've been carrying them around in the car all day.
Oh, dahlias. I haven't seen them since I left home.
Our place is smothered in them.
Well, it must be lovely in the country now. If you don't mind, sir, I'll go on with my work.
Not at all.
Oh, they're going to have dinner at home tonight.
I suppose you don't know if a lady phoned before I came.
A lady?
Miss Davis is her name. She said she'd be here at 5, and it's almost 1/2 past.
Well, perhaps that shower we had delayed her, sir.
Yes, that's why I'm so anxious. She may have been caught out in it.
Oh, I shouldn't worry.
But I'm all on edge.
Yes, I know the way you feel.
Do you? I suppose it's funny, my talking this way to you.
I understand. Being a servant's a terrible, lonely job. Sometimes I feel I must talk to someone, anyone, or I'll go mad.
That's the way I feel now.
If it's any relief to talk, please do.
Thanks.
I could see you were in trouble when you came in.
Terrible trouble. I'm in love. But I suppose you could see that too.
Yes, sir.
You could?
That's the thing women notice first about any man.
Guess I don't know much about women.
Haven't you any sisters?
No.
That's a pity, but I suppose it's too late to worry about that now.
Yes, my father's dead.
Oh.
Tell me, have you ever been in love?
Not yet, sir.
Gosh, you're lucky. No, you don't really seem like a servant.
Don't I?
Not a bit. What's your name?
Polly, sir.
Polly. Polly, you're quite sure I haven't bored you talking about my troubles?
Not a bit, sir, but then again, you haven't mentioned any troubles.
Haven't I? You see, I'm always afraid I'll be laughed at.
Or I wouldn't laugh.
A chap in love with a girl who doesn't love him may be funny, but he doesn't feel funny.
Oh, that's how it is.
I'm not good enough for her. That's the trouble. She's interested in new thought and new art and the new philanthropy, new all sorts of things. And when it comes to saving drunkards and dope fiends, she'd make the Salvation Army look like a piker.
Pardon me, but do you drink?
No. 2 drinks make me so ill I have to go to bed for a week.
That's a pity.
Eh?
I was just thinking if you were a hard drinker, a girl like that might enjoy saving you.
Saving me.
Yes, sir. Lots of girls marry men to reform them.
Hello, Rex. When did you get here?
Just a minute or 2 ago.
What time do you expect this sweet little ball and chain of yours?
I suppose that's awfully funny. Ha! Ha!
Got a grouch, have you? It's the weather. What you need is a cool shower.
Thanks, but I was almost caught in one. I hope Myrtle wasn't out in it. I can't imagine what's happened to her.
Maybe a raindrop fell on her and she melted. You'd like her to melt a little, wouldn't you?
There she is now.
What's the idea of the flower in the buttonhole? Think Myrtle will imagine you're getting artistic?
Is it?
Mr. Column, the interior decorator with the interior decorations.
Gin, brandy, scotch.
Now we'll have a party. Polly, will you bring in some cracked ice and some sliced oranges?
Here's your keys.
Did you bring the paper? Who won the game?
I didn't look.
Didn't look. With 3 teams tied for first place? Noon edition? Holy mackerel.
Here, don't tear the paper. I was just reading about Petrowski's suicide.
Is Petrowski that great Polish pianist?
Yes.
Myrtle knew him.
Oh, did she?
Petrowski's been missing a month now. They think he drowned himself on account of some mysterious woman who turned him down.
Killed himself for the love of a woman, eh? Don't talk about that in front of Rex. We'll have the police dragging the river for him next. We don't want to have to buy Mr. Van Zile flowers, do we, Polly?
Oh, Mr. Van Zile is very thoughtful, ma'am. He brought some with him.
Dear little dahlias, how sweet.
Myrtle!
Oh, wait. Here's some appropriate music.
Cut it out, you idiot.
A letter from your office, Mr. Column.
Cheer up, funeral face. Oh, Polly, will you set a place for Mr. Van Zile? He's going to stay to dinner.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
With some friends. I know what that means. Another 2-hour translation job.
Oh, the boy said if it's anything important, would you call up the business manager?
Oh, they want it right away? Oh,
Mhm.
Lord, I'm sunk. I left my French dictionary at the office. You read French, Rex?
No. Say, fellas, do you think Myrtle could have forgotten the address?
Why would they give you the French correspondence if you don't know French?
Old Goujon, who buys for us in Paris, is all away on vacation. Well, I suppose I better go over and get my dictionary.
Oh, perhaps I can translate it for you, Mr. Collum.
You?
What? You speak French?
Yes, ma'am. Well, more or less.
Eighth little wonder of the world. Darns, sews on buttons, splendid manager, and now she can speak French.
Oh, Mr. Collum, I rather think that there's some sort of mistake.
Who's it from?
It's signed Lucille Beatty.
Code signature?
I'll translate it freely. Mon petit chou, my little cabbage, I am longing to see you, and it is a cruel distress that you are going to spend the vacation with your wife at Ocean Grove. Have you forgotten those 3 glorious days at Dieppe when I...
Go on, what happened at Dieppe?
when I...
Oh, don't leave us in suspense.
Quand je vais m'adouter, gentil petit daille.
Well,
I don't think I'd better. It's evidently a private letter from Mr. Goujon.
very private.
Thank you very much, Polly. You saved me a trip to the office.
What time would you like dinner served, Miss Richardson?
Well, let me see.
Wait a moment. You don't mind if I ask you a few questions?
Questions?
You can't blame us for being a little curious. The way you look, the way you talk, and now you can speak French?
And play the piano.
Play the piano.
And sing.
And sing.
And sing?
I thought you wouldn't mind, ma'am.
Of course we don't mind, but tell us, who are you, Polly?
Yes, who are you?
I hope I'm giving you satisfaction, sir.
You certainly are, but you must have some sort of story.
Surely, sir. Whatever story I have is my own.
Of course, and we don't want to intrude, but you're so far above what you're doing.
When you're broke, you find you're not above a lot of things you thought you were.
Oh, you're broke.
I was pretty close to starving when I came here, ma'am.
You never did any housework before, did you?
Am I as bad as all that? No, I worked for my father, cooked and waited on his guests.
Guests? Was he a hotel keeper?
At times it seemed that way. He was a minister.
A minister's daughter?
Father had a church in East Gilead, Ohio. It's only a little place. He had a big heart and he was always saving people.
Just like Myrtle.
He saved everything except money.
Yes, ma'am. And Mother wasn't much help to him that way. Mother was French. I always think of her as sort of a caged butterfly that doesn't know enough about the sunshine and freedom to be happy.
It was from your mother you learned French.
Yes, sir. We used to talk French together all the time. In fact, when I was a child, I spoke English with an accent, and I didn't lose it till after she died.
Your father is dead too?
Yes, ma'am.
Sit down, Polly. Tell me, what made you leave East Gilead?
Have you ever been there?
Never.
Why didn't you marry?
Oh, I see you've never been in East Gilead either.
No.
And then I had ambition. I suppose Mother rather fostered it in me. I want to be a singer.
A singer? Have you a voice?
I don't think I'm a Melba yet.
But you're young.
Yes, and I'm on my way to Paris now to have my voice trained.
On your way to Paris.
Paris?
You think I've rather lost my sense of direction? I tried for a church choir position when I first got here, but that was no use. It was summertime and I couldn't even get a companionship. And the woman at the Employment Bureau didn't seem able to suggest anything. I was very, very desperate. And then you two gentlemen walked in and Mr. Collins said, I want a girl who can do light housekeeping.
3 rooms and a kitchenette, maid's room on top floor, cook breakfast and dinner sometimes.
Fine.
And so I thought,
What pluck, eh, Clay?
You bet.
why? I had to do something, and I realized it was only till I could get a better position.
Yes, of course, of course.
Polly, there's something coming to you, and I'm going to try and see you get it.
I've never understood why people should always pick the thoroughly worthless and give them assistance.
That's just what I say to Myrtle.
Thank heaven, here's a chance to give a hand to someone who deserves it.
I couldn't accept any help, ma'am.
You don't talk nonsense.
Mr. Collum will take you to a singing teacher tomorrow morning. Then, if you make good, we'll get a fund up for you.
You can put me down for 5.
5. 5 what?
500.
I'll come in too.
Good.
You're very kind, all of you, but I can't accept any help.
Why not?
Have you ever been a minister's daughter?
No.
Ever since I can remember, I've known what it is to live on charity. When Father died, I made up my mind I'd have one rule in my life. I wouldn't take anything I didn't earn.
But you can pay us back.
Oh, don't think I'm ungrateful. It's splendid of you. Whatever I do, wherever I go to, I'll always look back at the days I've spent here among the happiest times in my life. Only when it comes to money, that's the way I feel. I've got to earn all I get.
You're a damn fine sport, Polly.
Minister's daughter.
Please don't hold it against me.
Polly, you're made of the stuff that succeeds.
Well, thank you. I hope I'm going to succeed. I mean to, and I think I shall.
We must have a good talk about this career of yours tomorrow, Polly.
We? What do you know about music? I'm the only one for you to consult.
Oh, is that so?
You're both very good, but just at present, my job is cooking your dinner, and I'm afraid I shan't be a success at that if I leave it any longer. What time shall I serve dinner?
What do you think, Harry?
Oh, I'd forgotten that this is the cook's night out. You mustn't trouble to get dinner for us.
No, don't bother.
Why? I've gotten everything ready. I've done the best I could.
We can go out.
Yes, as we generally do.
Oh, it's all right, sir.
Well then, 6:30.
6:30.
If it's all the same to you.
If you sure won't inconvenience you.
6:30. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Some girl.
I should say so.
Much as I hate to lose her, she can't go on staying here.
No, I suppose not. It's up to us to find her a job.
I'll speak to Mother. Maybe she'll know of something.
Harry, what's the matter with you?
I used to be able to play the piano when I was a kid. I might be able to pick it up again.
Oh, this must be Myrtle. At last.
We'll attend to the door, Polly.
Yes, please don't bother.
It's no trouble at all.
No.
Enter. We thought you lost your way.
Oh. How do you do, Mr. Column? I've got a man here with me whom I've just rescued from the gutter.
Oh, Lord.
Ah, are you here, Rex?
Just happened in. I got caught in the shower.
I'm very much interested in him. I'm taking him down tonight to Northampton. He's a reformed drunkard.
Reformed drunkard. Very interesting, that.
I thought perhaps he could wait in the kitchenette.
Oh, no, I'm afraid that's not possible.
Not possible?
No, but we don't mind having him here with us.
What do you mean?
We think we're more suitable companions for a reformed drunkard than
Than your cook?
We are not thinking of a cook. It's the maid we're thinking of.
Stiles, you'll have to wait on the stairs.
If Stiles is used to the gutter, that ought to be all right for him.
Oh, is this the new room, Mr. Column?
Yes.
Yes, latest edition.
Oh, it's lovely, lovely. I'm going to order a screen like that.
Oh, thank you.
You'll stay and have a bite with us?
We're very informal, you know.
Oh, very informal. If one of his clients came, we should all have to hide in the kitchenette. But never mind.
How interesting. So bohemian. I should love to stay and sit.
Oh, yes, you. I'm staying too.
Yes, come on. We'll have a party.
I'm sorry, but we must catch the 6:30. I've got to send off a lot of circulars for the Lifesavers benefit.
Oh, the lifesavers.
Wonderful men, so brave and with such splendid physiques. When anyone is drowning, they never stop to think what may happen to themselves, but rush boldly into the water.
With the rope tied around them and 3 men on the other end.
Even if you have no interest in my work, Rex, you needed to make slighting remarks about the people I'm trying to help.
But why give them all your time, Myrtle?
I give them all my time because I love to. Nothing compares with the thrill you get knowing you have saved some poor human derelict.
And she's off.
If you could all realize the joy it is to watch day by day as the lost one grows stronger, better, nobler under your guiding hand. What's that lovely passage about the potter and the clay?
All is not gold that glitters. For I remember stopping by the way to watch a potter thumping his wet clay.
Yes, that is how I feel. I am a worker in the clay of humanity.
She gets that reforming instinct from me. You ought to have seen what her father was before I married him. I hardly thought he'd live a year. But he surprised us all.
And now you're helping the lifesavers.
Yes, helping the...
Yes, it's about the benefit performance for the lifesavers that I came to see you, Mr. Column.
Mr. Van Zile has promised to double all we raise.
What? Are we entertaining a Carnegie unawares?
No, not me. My uncle, Prentice.
Rex's uncle is so fond of Myrtle.
Yes, and so is Rex.
Rex has told me you and Miss Richardson are going to spend your vacation with him at Northampton. You will be sweet and play for us at the benefit, won't you?
Why, surely.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Column.
Isn't Myrtle persuasive?
It's really wonderful how she wins people.
Let me see, a lifesaver's benefit. What would you like me to play?
Something sweet and appropriate.
Why don't you play Throw Out the Lifeline?
I suppose that's meant to be humorous.
I'm awfully sorry if I vexed you, Myrtle. I'll subscribe for 20 seats now. Please forgive me.
I'll think about forgiving you, but I'll put you down for the 20 seats.
You're too good to him, Miss Davis.
If you really want to be forgiven, you will take Stiles.
Take Stiles where? To the concert?
No. I mean, take him on as valet or butler or something.
You mean this fella you picked out of the gutter?
Yes.
Myrtle promised to find him a position.
I'll ask Mother.
He could drive your car while he's looking around for something better.
Hope he won't do much looking around while I'm in the car.
Oh, I didn't know he was a chauffeur.
He isn't, but he's very willing.
Yes, he told us he didn't care what he does.
I'll call him in, and you can tell him the good news, Rex. He'll be pleased.
Here, wait one moment, Myrtle. I didn't say.
What a wonderful girl your daughter is. Always doing something splendid, noble.
Yes, she ought to make some good men very happy. Eventually.
Yes, eventually.
Come on in, Stiles. This is Mr. Van Zile, your new employer.
Employer? What's he want me to do?
Mrs. Davis says you're very willing.
Well, you bet I am. But it mustn't be hard work.
Oh, no, they wouldn't expect that.
No, all you've got to do is sit in the kitchen and let the maid wait on you.
Well, that'll be all right, ma'am. I'm willing to try the job.
Thank you, Stiles.
You're welcome.
He says he's been laid up for 2 weeks.
What laid you up?
Drink.
No, ma'am. I tripped on the curb and a blamed automobile ran into me. By Jiminy, if I ever get behind one of them steering wheels, I'll get a little back of my own.
Not chauffeur, Rex.
I might put him on as gardener.
Gardener? Well, long as it doesn't mean I gotta dig nor lift nothing nor stand around watering flowers.
Do you know anything about gardening, Stiles?
Me? I was born on a buckwheat farm back in Ohio.
Raised to be a farmer, were you?
No, ma'am. I was raised to go into politics. Mother hoped she'd see me president of the United States someday, but I've disappointed her so far.
Well, don't give up hope, Stiles.
No, ma'am, I won't.
We must go now. Stiles will report at your house tomorrow, Rex. He can sleep over your garage tonight. Thank you, Mr. Collum. Goodbye, Miss Richardson. Try to think up something atmospheric. Rex, you can mail the check for the seats to our treasurer, Commodore Barker. Come, Mother.
Yes, dear. Good night, fellas. Don't forget to come and take me for a spin in your new car, Rex.
Surely I will. And I was hoping that Myrtle.
Perhaps someday after the concert is over. Goodbye.
Hey, do you want a drink?
No, ma'am. No. If you knew what that awful stuff does to you, you'd give me that bottle and tell me to empty it in the streets.
I'll bet you'd empty it before you got to the street.
Just let Miss Davis talk to you about drink. She'll save you. Look what she's done for me. And she can make just as much out of you.
Oh, can she? He's a brandied peach, all right. Phew. It seems a shame a beautiful girl like Myrtle wasting her time on such creatures.
Yes. Isn't she beautiful?
She's a humdinger, all right.
That's just what she is, a humdinger.
They'd make a pretty pair, wouldn't they, Harry?
They certainly would.
Huh. What chance have I got? She cares more about that specimen preserved in alcohol than she does about me.
Because she saved him.
If only you were some sort of human wreck.
That's what your maid Polly said.
Don't tell me you started right in babbling about your unrequited love to her.
Oh gosh, you're going to be a public nuisance.
Well, if that's the way you feel, I'll go.
Now hold on, old chap.
I suppose I am a nuisance. I can't talk about anything but Myrtle because she's the only thing I can think of. You needn't tell me I'm making a fool of myself. I know it. I go down at night and hang around outside her home and watch the light in her window, afraid to go in.
Sounds as though you were a married man already.
Don't laugh at him, Clay. He's pretty hard hit.
Oh, need to laugh. Gosh, if there were any way I could do to help you, Rex, I'd do it. You know that.
Same here, Rex. You see, the girl I love is 3,000 miles away. So I understand, old chap. I'd do anything if it meant your happiness.
Thanks, fellas.
If you only had some nice human vices. But I suppose it would be pretty hard to make Myrtle think you a rake.
Yes, she's known me ever since I was a kid in Lord Fauntleroy, velvet suit and long curls.
A little halo on legs.
Once, she kept me waiting 3 hours to take her to a dancing class. And all the time she was around behind the bar getting a written promise from Tommy Boyles to quit smoking.
I wish I could think of some way to help you.
I wish we could.
Thank you. You're very kind, but I'll manage all right. Oh, I beg your pardon, sir. I thought you were speaking to me.
No, we're trying to think of some way to help Mr. Van Zile now. He also has an unfulfilled dream. She's just been here.
Ah, yes, the young lady who's always redeeming people.
We were trying to imagine some way we could get her to redeem him.
Oh, I've thought about how that could be done.
You have?
Have you?
Oh, I beg pardon. I really oughtn't to presume.
You've thought of some way you can get her to save me.
It would be quite simple.
He can't drink, you know.
It wouldn't be necessary. This is a woman.
Save him from a woman?
Mm-hmm.
Go on. Tell me what you mean.
Well, suppose there was a very beautiful and very wicked woman wanted to marry you.
There isn't, is there?
I'm sure I don't know, but what I mean is, well, suppose you were suddenly to be caught in the toils of some famous siren.
Me.
Rex?
Be seen dining with her in public, then motor down to your country place and introduce her as your fiancée at some social function.
I think I see what you mean.
Of course, there would be no real harm. Only your friends would become alarmed, fear the enchantress was going to wreck your life and cause a dreadful scandal.
Why, yes! And Myrtle would jump at the chance to rescue him from disgrace and destruction.
Mm-hmm.
You mean to say you think Myrtle would begin to take an interest in me just because she thought I was going to the devil?
Surest thing in the world.
Who was it cut you out in the Fauntleroy days? Tommy Bowles, a rake.
And do you really think she tried to take me away from another woman?
Gosh, you know a lot about women, don't you?
I've no doubt you all can find a better way, but I thought that being a girl, I might understand how it feels.
It's a wonderful idea.
But what happens when the enchantress sues me for 50 grand for breach of promise?
Ooh, that's so Polly. An up-to-date Cleopatra would be a dangerous plaything for an amateur.
Of course, you'd have to choose a nice, safe one.
Well, they may come nice, but they don't come safe.
You see, one of these local favorites with the beaded eyelashes and chrome yellow pearls wouldn't do.
No, what you need is a lady with an international reputation. Carries a lapdog. The King of Siam willed her on his deathbed. Has a rope of pearls long enough to skip with. And a past that's lost in prehistoric times.
Yes, Mr. Van Zile would need something spectacular.
But the spectacular ladies only play for high stakes.
I don't suppose you could engage someone to play the part.
I hadn't thought of that.
Get some pretty girl who could pretend she was that sort of woman. Of course, she'd have to be unknown so that when it was all over, she could disappear.
And no one in Northampton would know where she'd come from or where she'd gone to.
You'd have to make up a picturesque history. Then get her down to the hotel at Northampton. She knows no one, just walks up and down, heavily veiled with her dog.
The masked marvel.
Stories begin to be whispered about her.
We could do that part.
Then, one day, Mr. Van Zile meets her under romantic circumstances. An acquaintance is struck up. He pretends to be fascinated, announces he's going to marry her, and everybody thinks he is on the high road to ruin.
And we let a minister's daughter think of that.
Oh, even a minister's daughter may read French novels.
It would work. It would, Rex.
But where could I find someone who'd do it? I can't start advertising for a girl who'd come and wreck my life.
No, well, of course not. By Gemini, I've got it.
What?
Polly.
Yes, ma'am.
Polly?
Yes, sir.
You don't mean Polly?
Is this a game?
You're the girl, Polly. You're the girl to do it.
Do you mean I'm the girl to play the role of this international siren? You must be joking.
No, I'm not. Don't you see? That girl you described. She's got to be a girl no one could possibly know. And then it must be someone with whom he'd be quite safe.
Safe.
I mean, who wouldn't...
Sue him for a breach of promise or try to make him marry her.
I understand.
And then you disappear.
You want to go ahead and go abroad and have your voice trained anyways.
You could be French. It would be twice as effective if the lady were French. The family couldn't find out about her as they might if she were a domestic homewrecker.
You think I look like an imported homewrecker?
I think you could do it if you wanted to.
My story?
The parsonage in East Gilead. I know, but no one in East Gilead would ever hear about it.
You could read up on the lives of dead sirens, and we'll take you around the theater to show you some live ones.
Excuse me, sir, but that's the wildest idea I've ever heard of.
It's your idea.
Not that I should be the lady with the prehistoric past.
No, hold on. We'll fix you up. We'll get you the most wonderful clothes.
Yes, I'll buy them.
And Rex will pay for them.
Eh?
And the string of pearls.
Pearls?
Oh, they can be fake.
Thank you.
You'd be willing to plunk out something to get Myrtle, wouldn't you?
I'd give every cent I've got, but...
That's the way to talk. There, you see? And in 3 weeks, you could earn enough to take you over to Europe and keep you there while you're having your voice trained.
You mean Mr. Van Zile would pay me?
Of course.
You wouldn't choose to listen to his lovesick ravings for fun, would you?
And you say you wouldn't take any money unless you earned it. Being engaged to a man in love with another girl would be earning it.
Oh no, I won't. I can't.
Yes, you can.
They don't seem to be consulting you very much, Mr. Van Zile. After all, you ought to have something to say about who should be engaged to ruin your reputation.
Well, it seems crazy, but the way you described it sounds plausible.
Oh, she can go through with it all right.
But I'm wondering now if I could. I'm a pretty poor liar.
Hold on. I'll take care of the scandal department and I'll coach you carefully.
And you'll guarantee Myrtle will save me.
Sure, I will.
Then I'm on if you are. Polly, will you ruin me?
Please, Polly.
Please, Polly.
Think of Paris.
I'm thinking of Paris, and it isn't fair to tempt me with a chance to fulfill my lifelong dream. I wonder if I could do it.
Of course you could. You'd never meet the Northampton people again.
All my life I've been poor, and I've dreamed of being something, doing something with my voice. I couldn't do anything because I was poor. I mean, poor. Now you're offering me a chance to be something, to get what I want. I'm nobody in the world who cares. Yes, Mr. Van Zile, I'll do it.
Bravo.
Splendid. Let's see. We've got to have a name.
Yeah, something showy.
Oh, yeah, I did. Paulette! That's it, Paulette! Let's see. What was the name of the letter?
Yes, where's the letter?
Oh, I left it over here. Let's see. Beatty.
Beatty! That's a name. Paulette Beatty. That sounds naughty.
Great. Splendid.
Oh, but can I really look it?
Yes. Can she look it?
Can she? Just take off that cap, Polly. Get those curtains of yours, Clay. We'll try how you look in fancy clothes.
That's a great idea. Here, Polly, hold this cloth for a moment. Here you go. Now, get a pin, wrap it around you a bit. All right.
Give her something for her head. Fine. That's splendid.
Wonderful.
It's great.
There. Is this the way they look?
Jiminy, you're a stunner.
Monsieur, merci. Je suis méchant. It is not my fault, but when a man knows me, Ian, just like that.
Wonderful.
Great work.
I wonder what Mother will say.
She'll be tickled to death when you're safely married.
So will I.
Oh, sacre bleu!
What?
What?
What is it?
The steak! It is boiling!
I knew she could do it.
Now we've got to think up a pass for her.
Oh, never mind her past. Let's have a drink first.
I think I'll take a drink too.
I've got it.
Yes?
Wait, I've got an idea. We'll say Paulette Beatty is the mysterious woman for whom Petrowski killed himself.
Great.
Are you sure he wouldn't mind?
We don't care about him. We'll drink to your coming wedding day when the goldenrod is in bloom.
But first of all, to Mademoiselle Paulette Beatty.
Paulette, the great adventuress, the home wrecker, the throne wrecker, the international siren.
Dinner is served.
Rex, you sit here. You're the guest of honor. Best chair in the house for you. Any particular way you'd want your meat?
No, anyway.
No, I know you want it on your plate. Our decorator friend here is very particular about his meat. It must be very rare. I don't know why. Artistic temperament, I think. Clay, bring another plate.
I've set the table for 3, ma'am.
But we're 4. Sit down, Polly.
Oh, no, ma'am. I couldn't.
Certainly, you must.
Yes, we wanted to talk this over.
It's awfully nice of you. Are you sure you don't mind my apron?
There we are. Won't you have some salt?
When shall I get my dresses?
Act 2, the Van Zile Summer House in Northampton.
I can only tell you this. She's a notorious woman.
Oh, a foreigner, of course.
Yes, a French woman.
They
Oh.
say she wrecked a throne.
Well, she must be a very violent person.
Oh, Oh, you don't understand. She didn't wreck it with a bomb. She wrecked it with a string of pearls.
Oh, a string of pearls. Oh, dear me.
The king flaunted her. She was quite shameless, it seems.
You know, I can't understand what's the matter with Queen Mothers. I mean, most of them appear to be very good women, but their boys are so very badly brought up.
No one seems to be quite clear just which king it was.
Well, it's no wonder. I mean, so many of them have been getting into trouble lately.
She created a tremendous scandal in South America, too. The Prime Minister of Uruguay fought a duel with his own brother.
Paraguay, Mother.
No, dear. I'm sure Mr. Collins said Uruguay. I always remembered Uruguay because it sounds as if they were calling you some name.
The thing I don't understand is, what is she doing in Northampton?
Well, no. If all of this is true, it must seem dreadfully dull to her.
She keeps entirely to herself, just walks up and down the beach with her dog. And such a nice dog, too.
Is it? Oh, dear, dear. It seems too bad, the poor thing. I suppose she's very pretty.
My dear, they always are. That sort.
I should rather like to see her. At a distance, you know.
If you'll pardon me, Mrs. Van Zile, I don't think such a woman should be encouraged by any show of interest whatsoever.
I don't see any harm in being interested, my dear.
This woman is dangerous.
Well, I'm glad that my boy doesn't care for women.
Ah, if they were all as safe as Rex.
Oh, dear me. Oh.
Excuse me, Miss Van Zile. Oh, good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, miss.
Good afternoon, Stiles. I'm glad to see you're getting along.
Oh, thank you, miss. And I've lost the craving. I haven't had as much as a thought of a glass of beer in 3 days.
Of course not. Your mind is on higher things.
Oh, no, ma'am. I ain't thought of the 15-cent drinks either.
I mean higher in a spiritual, not a monetary sense, Stiles.
Oh, yes, I guess now I'm in for it.
Yes, it's like walking a tightrope across Niagara. You've got to keep straight and keep going.
Gee, to think. Even if I fell off, I'd only strike water.
Did you wish to speak to me, Stiles?
You said you'd show me how many of them hydrangeums to get ready.
Hydrangeas, Stiles. Oh, yes. Myrtle, I'm sending over some hydrangeas to decorate the platform for the concert tonight.
Oh, that is very kind of you.
Stiles, Miss Davis and I will come and select them after we've had tea.
All right, ma'am. I'll be out back digging potatoes.
Be very careful, Stiles. I don't want to find myself eating tulip bulbs as I did last night.
Well, we don't grow them fancy vegetables back in East Gilead.
Oh, East Gilead?
Well, that's where I come from.
Ah, yes, Balm of Gilead, the name mentioned in the Bible.
The way the Gilead folks talk, you'd think they was each mentioned in it.
Have you asked Rex if he will be an usher at the concert?
No, Mother. Rex is very unsympathetic toward the lifesavers.
Oh, I'm sure that you're mistaken.
Good afternoon, ladies. Hello, Martha.
Hello, Robert.
Have you told them the news?
News?
You don't mean to say that he has kept it a secret for nearly a week? It has been the talk of the club all afternoon, and you haven't heard?
I don't understand. Nothing has happened to Rex.
I should say something has happened to Rex. He's a hero, a lifesaver.
A lifesaver? Whom did he save?
That charming French actress.
What?
A lifesaver?
Who told you?
A woman? Oh,
Northampton Courier is just out this afternoon. Listen, a modest hero. That's the headline.
my boy.
The Northampton Cottage Colony boasts a hero in the person of Mr. Rex Van Zile, who, with his mother, is simmering in our midst. It seems, and that it appears that at dawn on Wednesday morning, he rescued from drowning Mademoiselle Paulette Beatty, the celebrated French actress who is taking her nocturnal dip. Mr. Van Zile was walking along the beach when he heard her cry for help.
Well, I always urged Rex to keep up his French. I mean, you never can tell when it will be useful. Yes, go on, cousin.
And without hesitation or hesitating for a moment, he plunged gallantly into the water.
Oh, please, please. Oh.
We regret to say that further particulars are lacking owing to the inaccessibility of the lady, who chose to clothe herself in an air of mystery. We understand, however, that a friendship has resulted in this romantic introduction.
What?
Rex and that woman? Oh, no.
Why not? Why not? She's a nectarine. I'd just like to have a corner on the opera glass market if she ever comes down to the beach in one of those French bathing suits.
Robert!
What did I tell you, Mrs. Van Zile? She is a positive menace to the moral welfare of the community.
I admit her past is a bit patchy, but a pretty fascinating woman ought to be allowed some leeway, I say.
Some tea?
Oh, thank you.
I don't approve of such loose views, Commodore.
Loose nothing. Broad. That's all. These foreigners have standards of their own, I know. There's some French in me, too.
Yes, I've no doubt.
Well, Rex is a lucky young beggar. Wish I'd rescued her. That's all.
Oh, you've heard about Rex.
Yes.
The courier is out then.
Sure. Did you know that it was going to be in the Courier?
Well, no, of course not. I saw you were reading it.
Oh,
A cup of tea, Harry? Will you please ring the bell? Do you know where Rex is, Harry?
Why, hasn't he been out about here? Upstairs or something?
Perhaps you can tell us some things about Mademoiselle Beatty, Miss Richardson.
I could, of course, but I don't think I'd better.
Oh.
that's right. Remember, there are ladies present.
Oh, Miss Richardson, do go on. We widows hear so few good stories.
Her?
You can go in the music room, dear. I hear Mr. Collum in there practicing for your concert.
I think you are all displaying entirely too much levity regarding this woman. Have none of you any social conscience? Surely you know enough about her now, Mother, to see that she is a positive danger to weak-minded, unprincipled men.
I know, Myrtle. But if it weren't for women like this, how would we know some men are weak?
Oh, well, I really wish that the next time Rex saves someone's life, he'd be a little more careful who it is. Oh.
Hello, Harriet.
Hello, Rex.
Oh, I didn't know there were people here. I'll come back later.
Stay here.
Not now.
Now.
Oh, my boy, my hero.
Bravo, my boy, bravo! That's
Mother, I've brought a very charming lady who's anxious to meet you.
Oh, how nice. Who is she?
Mademoiselle Paulette Beatty.
holy jumping Moses!
Bonsoir! I hope I am not avec toi. You must pardon the familiarity, but I so desire to meet Madame Van Zile. Rex, is this your mama?
Oh, not yet.
No, I.
My mama. Mother Paulette.
Paulette.
Oh, the lovely mama, the grand dame, only so sweet. You are out of the picture book.
How do you do?
Rex, you tell me how wonderful mother is.
Did he?
Elle est charmante. Le beauté, je n'aurais jamais cru qu'elle est si belle.
Yes.
Yes, yes, of course. Won't you sit down?
Oh, merci. Oh, my little baby. Salome, go take a run and sit back.
This is Mrs. Davis, Mademoiselle Beatty, and Miss Davis.
Good afternoon.
How do you do?
And my chum, Harriet Richardson.
What is it, chum?
Pals, friends.
Oh, très bien. Like you and me, huh? I'm so charmed to meet you. Such a fine woman.
We must be chums too, mademoiselle.
Oh, mais oui, certainement. I like the men.
You needn't have told us that.
I think Mother and I are out of place here, Mrs. Van Zile.
Please, Myrtle.
Oh, no, I like the women too, sometimes. May I come and sit by you, Mrs. Van Zile? Oh, merci. Oh, who is this other young man?
Commodore Barker.
Oh, I was afraid you were going to leave me out.
Oh, perhaps Rex, you was afraid you were a little too gay for me?
Too gay? Well, yes, gosh, you flattered me.
Oh, is it so, monsieur? You look like a naughty boy, huh? They have the same wicked eyes as the Batman in Uruguay.
Was Uruguay?
We were just talking about you when you came in.
About me? Oh, now I know why my left ear, she bends so.
Well, won't you sit here?
Oh, no. You say bad things about me.
No such thing. I was just telling them about Rex saving your life.
Saving my life?
Perhaps you will have some cake, mademoiselle.
Well, I think you should have told me about this, Rex.
About what?
About your rescuing Mademoiselle.
Yes. Perhaps I should, Mother.
Haven't you seen this, Rex?
No.
Look at it.
We are so anxious to hear some of the details. Please tell us about it, mademoiselle.
Mother?
It is such a dreadful experience. I cannot bear to think of it. Ever since I am a small child, I am such an awe of fire.
Fire?
I beg your pardon. Did you say fire?
Oh, but your brave boy isn't afraid of the flames.
Rex doesn't seem to be afraid of anything.
Mrs. Davis isn't speaking about the fire. He means the time he saved you from drowning a week ago, when you cried for help and he came running along the beach at dawn.
Oh, oui, that time.
Yes, that time.
Oh, good gracious. Have you saved her more than once, Rex?
Oh, the other time was nothing.
No, I dropped my cigarette on my skirts, that is all.
But the drowning, that was real Carnegie Mellon stuff, eh?
Hey, maybe he should have a medal.
But go on, tell us about it. I'll see if I can get him one.
Imagine to yourself, I am alone.
Why do you go in alone?
I go alone because I don't like to be stared at by everybody. You see my bathing suit, it is just a trifle.
It's just a trifle, eh?
Robert.
Please go on, mademoiselle.
I am out of my depth. The waves are big like mountains. The undertow is terrible. I scream. I hear a voice answer. I come. I see a man run down the plage, you say, the beach. And he swings to me just as he reaches me. A great wave sweep over him. He sinks down to the rain water.
Oh, and did all your sins rush through your mind like they describe in books?
My sins, mon Dieu, how many hours do you think I am downstairs?
Did you ever hear anything so shameless?
Then all go back. Then something grabs me by the leg.
By the leg?
Oh, Rex, how could you?
I'm surprised at you, Rex.
Oh, he did not see what he was doing, nearly drowning himself.
Yes, a drowning man will clutch at a straw.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, what I mean,
Why, Rex!
He think it was my arm he got hold of. Then he sees his mistake. Because he is a gentleman, he let go. I sink again. He dive for me like a fish. I grab my hair with one hand and my neck with the other. He kick. He tell me to kick. I kick. We come to the top. He swim with one arm. I swim with the other. He drag me to shallow water. He carry me to shore. He saved my life, my hero. Et voila.
You little thought, Miss Davis, the day that Rex annoyed you by making fun of the lifesavers, he would so soon become one.
I have certainly learned a great deal about Rex this afternoon that amazes me.
why, please don't think.
Stay here, you bonehead.
Oh, you are not going yet, Miss Davis. We have yet to become, no chance to become, what is that word? I like Rex. Get chums.
I think you will find the chums you have already made more congenial. Come, Mother.
I can't be of any help about the concert, can I, Myrtle?
Whatever. Thank you. Come, Mother.
I don't see why you dragged me away.
You'll excuse me, won't you? I must go with my friend, Mrs. Davis.
How did I do it? Oh, look at little Cupid.
Shh. Get rid of that fellow.
I like to hear what they say about me. I am afraid my poor ear. She thought the arm again.
Be a good boy. Go out and defend my poor character. I should let Mrs. Van Zile to sing bad things about me.
Lady, you have but to command me. What about a little supper at the end? Just you and me.
Oh, thank you, but I am afraid I cannot. I am down here for a rest and I make no engagement.
Oh, come along. I never take no from a pretty girl. I wanted to introduce you to my own special cocktail, the Lulu Balulo. It's a bird.
A bird?
Yes, I hear it calling you. Run along,
What's the
Commodore.
matter? Are you young fellows afraid I'll cut you out? I'll phone you tonight. Perhaps you'll change your mind. Well, what time do you go bathing?
6 in the morning.
Gosh, that's pretty early. But I've got an alarm clock.
Oh, that's terrible.
I guess he wants to go to the life-saving corps too.
Why on earth didn't you tell us that you were publishing that rescue story?
Yes, I almost sank beneath that green wave.
You certainly are a wonder. I have to keep on saying, minister's daughter, or I'll be offering you fancy cocktails myself.
Wasn't he persistent?
I'd like to kick him.
Yeah, he embarrassed me terribly. I was afraid every minute I was going to blush. It'd be awful.
Why?
Why? A woman with my past blushing? Can you imagine it?
No, that's right. If you're going to be a bad woman, you ought to be a good one.
I hope the Commodore won't keep on bothering me. I'm afraid I'm going to have a lot of trouble with him.
He'll stop bothering you as soon as your engagement is announced.
You're going to announce it?
No, you are.
But not yet.
Right away, this afternoon. Clay, we're going to announce the engagement.
But wait.
Wait, nothing. Didn't we agree to say you and Polly were engaged?
That'll start Myrtle on the warpath.
Yes, it hasn't gone far enough.
Not far enough.
Now listen, I've been thinking a lot about this engagement part of our scheme, and there are difficulties.
Difficulties?
Yes. What sort of cat am I going to look when I throw her over?
You needn't throw her over.
What you just said?
Don't be frightened. I shall discover that you were merely dazzled by me and that you really love Myrtle, and I shall do what that French actress and Camille did. I shall join your two hands and say, Makey Meppy, as only a good woman can make a good man happy. And when people say bad things about me, try not to judge me too harshly.
Well, if you think it's the right thing to do.
Of course it is.
Now that's settled. We'll clear out and give Rex a chance to tell his mother.
I've got to tell Mother.
Of course you have.
Yes, I know. How would you do it? I don't want to be too sudden about it.
Go tell her you love the girl and that you want to marry her. Clay, come over here and sit down. Just pretend you're the mother.
And you're Rex.
Sit in this chair, Mama. Mother dear, I have something to tell you. I'm afraid it may be a shock to you, but you know I wouldn't willingly do anything to hurt you, don't you?
You don't need to go any further, Rex. Guess what you're going to tell me.
She's a good woman at heart, Mother, and I love her. Perfectly easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll go tell your mother you want to speak with her right now.
We'll go out into the garden and inspect the havoc Stiles has been making in the last 3 days.
Stiles?
The new gardener.
Then shall I call you in presently?
No, you'll come back in a few minutes.
I'll just hold out my arms and say, Mother!
Oh, how lovely it is out here with the blue sky and the beach and the rolling dunes. And to think that 2 weeks ago I was in a hot kitchen cooking your dinner.
Mr. Collins said that you wanted to speak to me, Rex.
Yes.
She's gone?
Paulette? She's in the garden. You better sit down, Mother. Take this chair, won't you?
Well, this one is very comfortable. Thank you, Rex.
Mother dear, I have something to tell you. I'm afraid it might be a shock to you, but you know I wouldn't willingly do anything to hurt you, don't you?
What on earth are you talking about?
No, that's not right.
Rex, have you been out in the hot sun lately without your hat?
No, why?
Well, you're behaving very strangely, dear. I know, of course, what a sweet, innocent, unsuspecting nature you have, and how easily a clever woman could get around you.
If you mean Miss Beatty, she's not as wicked as they say, Mother.
Oh, well, I don't think that any one woman could be.
No, yes, I mean, you're mistaken, Mother, and she's all alone.
Well, judging from what I hear, it's the first time she ever has been.
And I need a friend. That is to say, she needs a friend.
Well, Rex, you've saved her life. You've done quite enough for her.
Mother dear, I told you I have something to tell you. I'm afraid it might be a shock, but
I must say, Rex, your behavior is by bringing that woman into my house was thoughtless.
As I was saying...
Well, you probably don't know it, but she is a very dreadful person.
It may be a shock.
Yes?
I've been thinking it over.
Yes?
I've decided to let you help me with the platform arrangements.
Mama!
What? What?
Oh.
What did you say?
It is so long since I have said such beautiful word, Mama.
I don't understand.
The idiot hasn't told her.
Surely, Rex, you haven't told your Mama?
No, not exactly.
Told me what?
That we are engaged.
Engaged?
Oui.
Oh, Rex! Oh.
It's true, Mother.
Oh, you're joking, Rex.
You think, Elliot, this is no joke?
Robert, they're engaged.
Engaged? Oh, I.
Oh, what do you see there?
Oh,
I see. It is a mistake they think they are making.
a mistake.
At last, I have found a good man, a man who will protect me, who is strong and noble.
Look strong and noble.
Has no one anything to say to me? Oh, you think I want him because he is rich? You think of pure love, it is impossible to me, because you have heard I am a wicked woman. Well, it is true I have not always been good. You do not know how difficult life is when you are poor and alone and all the time among bad men. I see now why Rex has not told you we are engaged. It was a shame of me.
Yes, no.
I will not marry a man with a shame of me. I will go. Where is my child?
Your child?
My little Salome, mon petit chien. He loved me. He understands. He alone does not care what my boss has been. I want with all my heart to be a good woman, but the world, it made me an outcast. I will go. A man may live 2 lives, but a woman can live only one. It isn't fair! It isn't fair!
Play up. Play up.
I cannot let her go like that. Paulette! It isn't fair!
Rex!
Oh, what shall we do? Would you think he means to forgive her?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, then he must love her.
No, he doesn't. He's only fascinated. There's a glamour about such women.
Well, yes, I suppose there is. I felt it myself.
Yes. Rex is under the same spell that cost poor Petrowski his life.
What?
It's rumored that Paulette Beatty is the mysterious woman who won the heart of the world-famous musician, Vladimir Petrowski.
It was after he found out that she had tricked him and flouted him that he went out and took his life.
Oh, terrible! Oh,
What a dreadful danger this is to Rex.
what shall I do?
What is there to do?
I'm afraid he's lost.
No, he is not lost. We must not despair. We must save him.
Save him? Yes, but how?
Well, I have a plan. First, you must be very nice to her.
I must?
Yes, we all must.
We must throw them together all we can so that he will sicken of her.
I think it would help things if you asked her to come and stay here.
Ask her to stay here?
Yes, we mustn't seem to oppose them. Yet.
True.
But if we have them living in the same house, won't it seem as if I'm countenancing this engagement?
Even that's better than having them elope, isn't it?
Elope, I hadn't thought of that. Oh,
No. Well, I'll telephone to his uncle.
Rex's uncle?
If anyone can advise us, he can. I'll get him on the long distance myself now.
Hold on. You'd better go slow about this.
What's his number?
well, he's always at the Metropolitan Club in the afternoon.
I'll tell him you said he must come down at once.
No, you shouldn't do that.
Why not? Do you want to see your best friend ruin his life?
No, but Clay and I can help you handle this.
I think we'd better have someone who's had more experience with women.
More experience.
Yes, Prentice will know how to talk to this sort of woman. He was very wild in his younger days.
I am all right again. You would forgive me, Mrs. Van Zile. I have the temperament. It carried me away.
Yes, of course.
Lexi has called me. He's like, you forgive all that I done long ago days.
Does he? Well, that's nice. He's so forgiving. Won't you sit down?
Merci.
I do hope you won't do anything rash. You won't elope or...
Oh, no, nothing like that, I promise.
Invite her. Invite her.
I think it might be well if you were to move over here.
You mean come and live with you?
I mean, a hotel is so public.
What?
What do you think, Rex?
I don't know what to think.
You want that we should be the chums too?
Yes.
You should know something more about me.
More?
Uh,
Is there anything more?
Well, thanks, you're very kind. I will come.
Beg pardon. The flowers for the concert, ma'am?
Yes.
Well, they've sent the wagon for them.
Oh, will you excuse me? Let them select whatever they want. And tend to it at once, Stiles. Oh.
He knows me.
Polly Shannon. Polly Shannon here.
No, you make some mistake. I am Mademoiselle Paulette Beatty.
That French actress they're all telling those awful tales about? Why, you're the living image of... No, you are Polly Shannon. Dominique Shannon's girl from East Gilead, Ohio.
No, this is Mademoiselle Beatty, Stiles. I know her.
Certainly, we know her too.
We've known her for years.
Oui.
So do I know her. Why, many's the meal she's given me after her Paul saved me from sin.
Are you crazy, Stiles?
Myrtle's telephoning. Lock the door. She mustn't hear this.
Myrtle!
If you were to hear the stories they're telling about you, they're saying things I know you never done. I'm not going to let them go on. I'm going to tell them you're a good woman.
Not that, Stiles, anything but that.
But ain't you good?
Yes, but no one must suspect it.
Not suspect it?
Mm-mm.
Did you say no one must suspect you're good?
Yes, you see, there's a bit.
But why? Why?
Oh, you wouldn't understand.
What's that knocking?
Knocking? What knocking?
Why that? Don't you hear it?
No?
Stiles, you must promise not to tell anyone and pretend you don't know who I am.
Polly Shannon, the Polly Shannon you know, is dead.
Dead?
That's it.
If anyone asks you, you say that you know she is dead.
You used to lay daisies on her tombstone.
Daisies?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, if you say so, but I hate to let them go on thinking you're bad.
You will? Oh, thank you. I'll do as much for you, Stiles, anytime I can.
Well, much obliged. Well, there's that knocking again. Don't you hear it now?
Stiles, you've been drinking.
I haven't. Not a drop. Don't you hear it?
It's in your mind, Stiles.
Yes, drink does that to you.
Don't you see the spots dancing in front of your eyes?
Run along now, Stiles. Get out in the fresh air.
Wonder if I have been drinking.
That was a close shave.
Do you think he'll tell?
What do you mean by locking me in that room, Rex?
Myrtle!
Why? Were you inside?
You heard me. I knocked till my knuckles were sore. Who played this stupid trick? You? You, Harry?
No.
Or was it you? Can't you find better use for your brains? Or did you lock me in because you didn't want your respectable friends to see the way you were carrying on? You're a poor, deluded fool!
The great scheme is working.
You started it to save you.
You're going to get her, boy.
You're going to get her.
Didn't she lose her temper when she came out of that room?
You mustn't feel badly about that, Mr. Van Zile. She'll get over that if only you go and ask her forgiveness.
You really think so?
Yes, we women are all alike. We love to forgive.
Perhaps you are right.
She's thinking it over. She's waiting for you, Rex.
I ought to say too much to her. Not at first, had I?
No, only enough to let her feel she's having an influence.
Yes. Didn't she lose her temper?
Miss Richardson?
Well, what's the matter, Polly?
Miss Richardson, I'm afraid I can't go through with this.
Why, you were wonderful.
But there's something inside tells me I better leave here right now before it's too late.
Leave Northampton.
Yes, I seem all of a sudden to have lost my courage.
But you mustn't lose your courage, or Rex will lose Myrtle. Another day or two will see them tied together for life.
I suppose Mr. Van Zile would feel very badly if I deserted him now. I wouldn't want that.
Of course you wouldn't. But we've got to work quick with Stiles on the job and Uncle on the way. So come, I'll take you over to your hotel and have your trunk sent over.
I'm afraid if I'm not careful, I'll be getting used to all these pretty clothes and things. I'll miss them terribly when I can't have them anymore.
Nonsense. Think of Paris.
Oh yes, Paris. Funny how seeing Stiles again brought back East Gilead, father and mother and all those girlish dreams. But it wasn't that made me feel I ought to leave here.
Did you see her, Rex?
Yes.
And she forgave you?
She said she'd think it over.
She will. Come along, Polly.
Yes, you should be very happy, Mr. Van Zile. You should smile about it. Well, if you won't smile for Polly's, then smile for Paulette. Just the one little smile to show Paulette that Rex is happy. There, that is better. Au revoir, mon cher fiancé.
Polly,
Yes, sir.
I think you're a brick to do all this for me. You're so sympathetic.
Oh, yes, sir. I understand how you feel.
Strange, the way we first met.
Oh, yes, sir. I was singing. Oh, you're gonna keep 'em down on the farm after they've seen Perry. I'm doing my best to help you win, Miss Myrtle.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Act 3, the Van Zile summer home, a few days later. Polly! Nobody's here.
It's nice to get someplace where I can talk without having to shrug and wave my arms and play I am Zechenjackless.
Isn't it wonderful the way everybody is falling over themselves to be nice to you?
We didn't allow for the alluring quality of wickedness. Half the married men in Northampton have told me their wives don't understand them. I'm afraid you'll have a lot of trouble living down to your reputation after I've left the house.
I suppose you're awfully keen to go to Paris and commence studying.
I'll be doing the thing I've always wanted to do.
You'll have your dream, success.
And you'll have yours, Myrtle.
I've been thinking a lot about Myrtle in the last few days.
Why limit it?
Do you know, Polly, I don't honestly believe she'd want me if she knew the game we were playing.
But she never will know.
It doesn't seem fair to her. I mean, I ought to trick a girl into caring for me.
But Miss Richardson told me that Miss Davis is just waiting for you to throw the lifeline.
That's it. Look how disappointed she'd be when she found I wasn't a moral wreck. Why, it's like marrying under false pretenses.
I see. You want to go to her and make a frank confession and take your chances.
No, I don't want to take any chances. What I mean is telling her wouldn't be fair to you.
Isn't it a little late to be so sensitive?
Well, better late than never.
But if you won't tell her the truth about our scheme and you won't marry her without telling her, what are you going to do?
It looks as if I'd have to give her up, doesn't it?
Give her up?
Don't worry about me. Men have died, etc. You know, that Shakespeare stuff.
You're only nervous as the hour approaches.
I'm nervous, all right. Hello, Mother.
Oh, Rex, I've been waiting for you to come in.
Oh, you want that I should go?
Yes, quite wonderful. I'm sorry. No, I have something that I want to show you, Rex. Will you come?
Certainly. Didn't Paulette look wonderful at the concert last night?
Oh, yes, quite wonderful.
I ought to. It took some time to do it. Oh, madame, I wish that you would really like me.
Why, I do. Of course. I mean, oh, come, Rex.
Oh, Miss Polly?
What?
Must be careful, Stiles.
I've had a letter from home, Miss Polly.
Oh, have you?
What do you think? Bertie Meach is married.
Really? To Sammy Springer?
Yeah. Sammy's mother died, finally gave Bertie her chance at last.
Oh.
Gosh, but things have changed at home. They're holding the Strawberry Festival in August this year, and they're laying a water main down Center Avenue.
Don't, Stiles. You're making me feel homesick and lonely.
Guess you'll go back there someday and marry and settle down.
No, I'm not that lonely.
Well, you ought to have a husband. A woman naturally needs one of us to look up to. Ain't you never been in love?
Yes.
Then why don't you get married?
The man I care about loves another girl, Stiles.
Can't you cut her out?
No, I wouldn't do that even if I could.
Well, that's tough.
I don't know. Perhaps it's the best way. If you put away your romance on lavender, nothing can ever spoil it. And even if there isn't much to make you happy, there won't be much to make you sad.
I guess you're right not to expect too much. I wish I hadn't.
Oh, Stiles, have you seen Mr. Rex?
Oh, ego out his mama.
Oh. I hear you started drinking again, Stiles.
Well, no, ma'am. I've been taking a little something to keep the rheumatism away. Man needs a tonic this time of year.
I hope you will not object, Miss Beatty, if I take Rex away from you for a few minutes.
Only for a few minutes.
You naturally want him to stay with you as long as you can have him.
It sounds as if you thought I could not have him always.
Does it?
If I lose him, I lose my reputation.
Have you one?
Mademoiselle, there are two kinds of women. Those who win men and those who lose them.
Indeed. Ah, Rex, are you busy just now? I'd like you to drive over to the clubhouse with me and go over the concert accounts. I'm just going.
You had better go, Rex.
Yeah, I'd like to, of course, but I've got an engagement to play tennis with Harriet. 5:30 was the time, and it's just 5:30 now.
I'm sure Harriet will release you.
I shouldn't like to ask her. Her vacation is nearly up.
Oh, Miss Davis, I have taken up all his time.
Hello. Oh, good afternoon, Miss Davis.
Harriet, here I am.
Yes, there you are.
Oh, Miss Davis has been trying to get Rex to go to the club with her, but either he had an engagement with you.
With me? He hasn't had an engagement with me since he met you.
I remember now. It was Clay.
What was Clay?
Are you ready to play tennis?
I'm all ready for a tall glass and a palm leaf fan.
Well, Rex?
I'm really afraid I can't go, Myrtle. Mother just told me that Uncle Prentice was coming down on the 6:40.
Tonight?
Yes.
Splendid. We can drive down afterwards and meet him.
Oh.
What's the matter?
The sun. The hot sun, dizzy. I feel funny.
You look it.
You know, excuse me, please.
I'll be waiting for you in the car, Rex.
All right. Oh.
What's the matter with him?
Oh, Harriet, please tell Rex I'll be waiting for him.
Oh, how nice, Miss Davis, that Rex's uncle is coming. I can hardly wait to meet him.
I don't think you'll be so enthusiastic when he gets here. Don't forget, Harriet.
Great Scott! Uncle coming here tonight?
Oh, they're moving on the heavy artillery.
Something must be done. Prentice Van Zile is a very different proposition from these Northampton people. He's met a siren or two in his day.
I must meet Uncle.
You certainly must. Myrtle's got to think you were a real siren, and you've got to fool Uncle until she and Rex are engaged, or the game is up.
That's so.
You'll have to convince him that, compared to your history, Sappho sounds like one of the Elsie books. Do you think that you can do it?
I'll try.
Oh, you can do it. I can't see why Rex hangs back so.
He's only trying to register indifference.
He wants to drop the whole business.
What?
He doesn't want to trick her into loving him.
Well, of all the...
Feels it isn't honest to impose on her. It's fine of him. He's a dear boy.
He's a dear boob.
You mean to say he's going to renege after the way he urged us to help him?
Oh, nonsense. He's just a little bit diffident and backward just now. But we can't give up just when victory is in sight.
I suppose it would take some nerve to propose to Myrtle.
Yes? Then you'd better get your nerve up.
Why?
Because you've got to do it.
Huh?
Me propose?
You've got to propose to Myrtle for Rex. Right now.
I don't want to propose to Myrtle.
It's all right. I'll help you. If Rex is once sure she cares for him, all his ridiculous scruples will vanish.
Somehow, I don't know.
Well, you don't want Rex to get tied up with Myrtle, so you can leave?
I want him to be happy.
He's coming back.
Wait, is she coming in here? Good. This will give us our chance to tell her that Rex loves her. You, go put on your war paint for Uncle. But if we can fix this between Rex and Myrtle, I'll get you away so you won't have to meet Uncle.
I beg your pardon. Where's Rex? Isn't he better?
Yes, he'll be here in a moment. Won't you sit down, Miss Davis? I have something very important to say to you.
Yes, so have I.
It's rather a delicate and private matter.
Wouldn't you rather me go, Harry?
No, I prefer you to stay.
Afraid you would.
Miss Davis, I don't know if you've ever thought very much about love.
I beg pardon, Miss Richardson.
Of course, any girl with imagination has thought about love.
Pardon me. Are you going to ask Miss Davis, or am I?
Oh, you, excuse me.
There are different sorts of love, Miss Davis. Calf love, temporary fascination, deep passion, and the steady, slow-burning devotion that may comfortably illuminate a long stretch of life's pathway.
In the case of Miss Beatty, it is temporary fascination, while in the case of yourself...
Yes, go on.
No, you tell her, pardon me.
Miss Davis, your plans have worked.
My plans?
I mean your plans regarding Rex.
Oh, you're talking about Rex.
Your scheme of throwing them together so as to sicken him of her.
To put it plainly, he is tired of her, longing to escape.
Really? Oh, but are you sure?
Absolutely.
You don't mean you think his love for this woman is completely dead?
He never had any love for her.
No real love.
He was dazzled.
But he really loves someone else.
What? Is there actually some new woman?
No, it's an old one. I mean...
You mean, she means it's you.
Me?
I'm afraid I've rather blurted it out kind of clumsily.
Oh, no, not at all. Very gracefully done. No, you go on.
No, please go on.
Rex loves you with the slow burning devotion Harry had spoke of so eloquently just now.
Is this all a joke?
I should say not. Miss Davis, Rex's whole life lies here in the hollow of your hand. It is for you to say whether stimulated, inspired, he shall make his way to a position of trust and honor, or, with hope removed, he shall plunge into an abyss of degradation and debauchery.
Oh, Miss Richardson!
What a wonderful power. A human destiny to do with as you will.
What can I do? Rex seems to be making no effort to free himself.
Let him feel he has cause to hope for you, and he will shake off his lethargy.
Are you sure?
I'll guarantee it.
Oh, yeah, you think that I can make him understand?
I'm sure you can.
Yes.
Make him feel he needs your help. Show him how, by his side, you can lead him up to spiritual heights.
Oh, yes, yes, you are right. Oh, it is no time to think of pride. It is a question of duty.
You go and wait in the car. I'll find Rex and bring him to you.
Okay.
Splendid! We've done it!
He's landed.
Yes, I think I know how to handle women. I've made a study of them.
I must admit, you've engineered it magnificently.
It's nothing, old boy. Perfectly easy if you understand love as I do.
Hello, fellows. I hope Myrtle didn't get tired of waiting.
Well, it's all right.
What's all right?
Shall I tell him?
Oh, yes, go on.
We just proposed to Myrtle for you.
You didn't. Why? But surely you won't mean-
No, don't try to thank me. But if ever there should be a boy and a girl in the Van Zile family, Clay and Harriet, don't forget, old boy.
You've gone and told Myrtle that I love her?
Of course we have.
What did you do that for? Can't you mind your own business?
What?
Can you beat that?
He means he wanted the joy of telling her himself. We've destroyed all the romance of the proposal.
I mean that there is no romance. I mean, I'm not going to propose. I mean, I don't love Myrtle.
You don't love her?
No, I never loved her.
Never loved her?
Why, you used to moon around all day looking at Myrtle's picture and sighing like a punctured tire.
That wasn't real love.
No? Well, you've got damned high standards.
It's all your fault.
Our fault.
Trying to get me tied up to a girl with a temper like she's got.
There's gratitude for you.
What did you want to keep on interfering for? Always butting in and calling me helpless, just as I was planning to fix things with Uncle and Polly.
You've got plenty of chances to fix things. What are you going to say to Myrtle?
I'm not going to explain anything to Myrtle. That's up to you.
Well, if that's not the absolute limit, the next time a hopeless lover appeals to me, I'll go out and help him find a tree and a bit of rope.
He doesn't love Myrtle.
I can't believe it even yet.
Sounds as if you don't know quite so much about love as you thought you did.
I'll have to go and tell Polly. You go and explain to Myrtle.
Explain to Myrtle? I'm going to hold my head under the cold water tap instead.
No, you're not. You're going to make her take you for a long drive.
Well, I don't want a long drive with Myrtle.
You've simply got to take her away from Rex until...
But what am I going to say to her?
I don't care what you say to her. Tell her Rex doesn't love her.
Oh, no. Oh, no, never.
Then tell her you love her yourself. Anything.
Hello, Harry.
Ooh, good evening, Mr. Van Zile.
What are you hurrying upstairs for?
I'm not hurrying.
You're giving a good imitation of it.
I was just going to dress, that's all.
Let me have a minute of your valuable time. What's all this they phoned me about, Rex? Now look here, if Rex has to make a fool of himself, why didn't you persuade him to do it quietly?
Me?
Well, it won't take me long to size her up.
I don't think you ought to do anything rash until you see Rex. He said he wanted a chance to fix things. Here's where he gets it.
Oh, he does he? Where is he? Hello, Martha.
Oh, Prentice, I'm so glad you're here.
I was just going to send for Rex.
Oh, if you'd only come when Myrtle telephoned you.
I didn't know these things were as bad as she said until those newspaper reporters dropped in this morning and asked me for the true story of the baby pearls.
Great Scott! Have the reporters come to you?
Several of them thought that I was the merry little lamb who was about to be fleeced.
Well, I wish it were you.
Come, Martha. Don't put such things into my young head.
Well, I mean, you've had so much more experience than Rex.
That's the only thing that worries me. A chap without experience becomes an awful cropper when he does slip. Look at Adam. I suppose you've tried arguing with Rex.
It's no use, is it, Harry?
Not a bit. I've tried it myself.
Please tell Mr. Rex to come here.
No, Martha. I believe I'd better see Miss Beatty first.
Well, then tell Miss Beatty to come down and say that I sent for her.
All this romantic nonsense about royalties and prime ministers has taken a hold of his imagination. A boy loves to be seen about with a lady who says she has a king or two in her past. Hey, Harry?
Why, yes.
Why, when I was Rex's age, I fell in love with a plump beauty in Nice who told me that she was an escaped wife of the Sultan of Turkey.
Well, at least you didn't want to marry her.
Oh, didn't I? But I found out just in time that she was a snake charmer from the Jardin des Plaisirs. She didn't have so good a press agent as this lady of Rex's.
No? Miss Beatty has a pretty good press agent, eh?
In that story, Miss Beatty was the woman for whom Petrowski killed himself. Well, that was just...
Petrowski? You don't mean to say that story has reached New York?
Reached New York? Why, it pushed the president's message off the first page of Evening Post.
Oh, it's terrible. The Prentice, you simply must get rid of Miss Beatty before the reporters come flocking here. Oh.
They'll be flocking here, all right. I don't believe she ever saw Vladimir Petrowski.
Oh, mon pauvre Petrowski.
Miss Beatty, may I present Mr. Prentice Van Zile, Rex's uncle?
How do you do? I am sorry I am reminded of poor Vladimir at this time. It always made me triste, sad. And I would have my smile very bright for you.
Perhaps, Martha, if you don't mind.
Do you think I'd better leave you alone with her?
I'd like to have a quiet little heart-to-heart talk with Miss Beatty.
Ah, oh, monsieur.
Do be careful, Prentice.
Harry, I don't want to drive you out of here, but I think I understand Miss Beatty better than the rest of you.
Naughty boy.
We're all mixed up, but play the game. I'll see you then. I'll send him to, he will explain.
Are you ill?
I've become so musical. Sing all the time. It's Clay's new composition. Up and away, my love. Make ready for flight. Up and away.
Now, Miss Beatty.
At last, I see her exactly beautiful smile. No, the Van Zile, no, such a handsome boy, n'est-ce pas?
No, none of that. That won't do. I admit you're very charming, and it may have worked before, but you...
Oh, I want to forget my past, to leave it behind.
But I suppose it's so rapid it catches up with you. Poor girl.
You're so sympathetic. You have such a winning way with women.
It costs me a lot of money at times.
Oh, you are what the Americans call a good thing, huh?
Yes, but there are limits.
Limits? Limits? What are limits? I know no limit.
Well, hadn't you better sit down?
if it will make you feel more comfortable.
The only thing I don't understand is why you chose Rex for your next victim. With the hand you've been dealt yourself, you ought to have been playing for a higher stakes.
You think I live only for the money? I am not really wicked.
But you wouldn't be at home in Sunday school, would you?
No?
Well, no. You realize Rex is heir to all of this? And Van Zile? There isn't a finer name in the country.
Madame Rex Van Zile, yes, it was so respectable.
If you really loved him and wanted to marry and settle down, you wouldn't have let all this sensational past performances get into the papers. I can see you're too wise for this.
Do you mean because of these newspaper stories, you will try to stop me from marrying her?
I believe in the same international policy as George Washington.
Yes?
No entangling alliances.
But he seemed very glad when the French came to help him fight. Vous ne rappelez le roi histoire. Je ne partais la belle France.
I don't think the prospect of marrying him would be quite so pleasant if you knew that it meant to live in a small flat in New York and cook a man's dinner.
But you are funny.
Yes, I imagine you'd be funny talking down to the dumbwaiter, to the Iceman.
Oh, hello, yes, 20 pounds. That is right. A little higher, please.
I see. You have had some experience.
Mais oui, I have known icemen and coalmen, all sorts of men. I am what you call a man's woman, eh?
I haven't the slightest doubt about it, but I think you understand what I mean.
Oui, you are very easy to see through.
Look here. How much do you want to quit with the fireworks?
You're offering me money to give up the Rex?
That's the only language you ladies understand, and I've brought the dictionary with me. I was hoping I wouldn't have to consult it, but I think I owe you an apology. I will confess to you freely that I didn't believe all those stories were true. I thought you were probably a little schemer with a larger imagination.
Oh, monsieur.
It's all right. Don't feel hurt. I apologize. You've convinced me. You're no gypsy Jezebel.
Yes?
Oh, no.
No?
And I'm willing to pay accordingly. I will give you $10,000.
What? What did you say?
No one will lose anything by this transaction but me. And I consider it an honor to be included in the distinguished company of your victims.
No, I cannot take it. You do not know what love is.
Don't I? I could write a book about it.
Yes?
Yes. Shall we say 15?
No.
You won't take 15?
No, you are insulting me.
How much do you want? Suppose we say 25. I'm no piker, and it must cost money to live up to those pearls.
No, I do not want the money.
I see. You still think there's more in it if you could marry him?
If I could marry him, perhaps.
Let me give you some fatherly advice.
Yes?
Yes, fatherly. A month ago, Rex was writing love sonnets to Myrtle Davis, and then you came down with your frills and feathers, and he fell for you. But he doesn't love you. He can't, no matter how much he says it. I suppose he felt sorry for you, all alone in the world. But once you pack your trunk, in less than 3 weeks, he'll go back to the girl his mother wants him to marry. The girl in his own set, the girl he really loves, and he'll forget all about you.
Perhaps you are right.
I'm sure I'm right. And if you take this check and show him what you're really after, he'll want to forgive you. And that's the best way out for you and Rex. There, I've made it out to cash. Think it over.
I will think it over.
Good. Hello, Rex.
Hello, Uncle. I'm glad you're here. There's something I want to discuss with you.
I think Miss Beatty has something she wants to say to you first. I find her a most reasonable young lady, and I'm going to leave you so you can make your farewells as brief as possible.
Farewells?
Yes, and I suggest an exchange of letters. If either of you have been foolish enough to write any. Well, lad, how did you do it? You're more of a boy than I thought you were.
What did he mean about farewell?
It means the siren is peacefully disposed of, and now I must go away from Northampton.
You're not leaving now.
Yes, Mr. Harry said I should make ready for flight. I didn't understand what he meant, but if it's all right between you and Miss Davis, send me a piece of your wedding cake when I'm in Paris, will you, Rex?
I haven't seen her.
And she hasn't saved you?
I don't want to be saved. Yes, I do. I want you to save me. Save me from Myrtle.
Rex, but don't you love her?
No, I love you.
Love me.
I know now what love is. It's having a pal, a comrade, and that's what you are. I love you.
We did all this to get Miss Davis for you, and you've kept on playing up.
I kept on playing up because playing up meant being near you.
Yes, being near me. Oh, but once I pack my trunk and leave in less than 3 weeks, you'll be writing love sonnets to some other girl in your own set.
No, I love you.
You don't love me, Polly. It's Paulette you love. You first saw me as a maid waiting on a table in a cap and apron, but you never noticed me then. Now you see me in this. It was Paulette you first smiled on.
It's not Paulette. It's you, Polly. Won't you try and love me, Polly? Won't you marry me?
But I'm a notorious woman.
Nonsense.
No, listen, boy, think what you're doing. When I came down here, I thought I'd never see these people again. I thought Paulette would just disappear and I'd go back to being myself and no one would know. But now, do you think your mother and her friends would accept me as your wife?
You're as good as they are.
I know, but no, it can't be, Rex. It's just a passing fancy.
It's not a passing fancy. If you care for me, nothing else matters. You're going to love me, Polly. You're going to marry me.
Am I?
Rex!
Are you two still at it? I'm glad you've decided to go away.
She isn't. She's going to stay here and marry me.
Rex!
So you're not going to follow my advice, Miss Beatty?
That's it. She isn't Miss Beatty. There's no such person as Paulette Beatty. She's not an adventuress.
No. Who is she?
She's a minister's daughter.
Oh my God.
It's true. It's been all a game. She isn't a bad woman at all.
You poor fool.
Yes, I've been a fool, an awful fool. But she understands, and she's going to forget my past.
Forget his past? Is that what he said?
Yes, that's what he said. Has she explained about Petrowski's suicide?
That was a joke.
A joke?
Yes, Martha. A very good joke on Petrowski.
Petrowski's suicide was just a part of the plan to save me.
Petrowski committed suicide to save you?
Petrowski was just one part of it. The king and the pearls and the prime minister of Uruguay, it was all done for me.
But then Harry told me himself about the king's pearls.
The king's pearls? I'm the king.
Oh, I think I must be losing my mind.
I don't know what you're trying to do, but this is not...
I'm trying to show you Miss Beatty isn't Miss Beatty. She's Polly Shannon, and I can prove it.
It wouldn't make any difference to me if you proved her to be little Eva. A woman who has shouldered such a past as hers can't be respectable.
That isn't true.
Well, you can't expect me to introduce her as my daughter-in-law, can you?
All right. If that's the way you feel about it, I promise you won't be trouble with either of us. I can work and thank God, Polly can cook.
Oh, you wicked, wicked woman! See what you've done. You've come between me and my boy.
Now, Mother.
And I had such high hopes for him. Oh,
You really think Myrtle cares for me, Mother?
well, at least I thought you'd marry a girl of your own class.
Besides, remember, you're a Van Zile.
I love her, and I won't give her up.
Oh, that's it. You love her.
Yes. Couldn't you see it from the start?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh, Harry. Oh.
Mademoiselle Beatty, don't you think you'd better reconsider?
Oui, monsieur, you are right.
But
Your mother is afraid I will ruin you, just as I ruined so many men, eh? No. No, ma petite. I am not going to ruin you. Your mother has so many beautiful plans for you. I have only dazzled him with the frills, the feathers, the shrug of the shoulder. I will not stand between them any longer. One good deed I shall have to think of. And when people say bad things about me, try not to judge me too harshly. Monsieur, it is a pleasure to meet a man who knows so much about women.
I do flatter myself. I never make a mistake about such charming women as yourself.
No?
No,
No? Mademoiselle Harry, this $25,000 that Mr. Van Zile present to me to give up rats. Will you take it?
With pleasure. What am I to do with it?
Give it to Miss Davis for her lifesavers with my compliments. You see, Monsieur Van Zile, I also am no vulgar. Au revoir, madame. Au revoir, mon cher fiancé. Au revoir, you very clever man who knows so much about women.
Oh, Prentice, we've been too harsh.
a beautiful grandstand play, Martha.
Oh, this is too good. This is the best ever. She fooled you out of $25,000.
Oh, no, she didn't fool me. She'll want it back before she leaves.
Oh.
In the meantime, you'd better let me keep it.
Oh, no, she gave it to the lifesavers, and I'm the new treasurer.
Harriet, tell them who she is.
Oh, so you want me to explain?
I've tried to make them understand, but they won't believe me.
Did you tell them she was Polly Shannon?
Yes, he's told me.
Well, she is.
Oh, so she's got you fixed too.
But Mr. Van Zile, you said yourself you didn't believe Miss Beatty was the spectacular adventuress the papers described. Well, you were right.
What?
Very clever. But unfortunately, Miss Beatty herself has convinced me that I was not right.
We got her down here to pretend to entrap Rex.
What for?
Well, it was this way.
Mr. Van Zile's bag.
Wait, Stiles! Stiles!
What is it?
Of course, Stiles, I'd forgotten.
Stiles will tell you. Stiles knew her in Ohio. He's known her ever since she was a child. Now, Stiles, tell the truth. You knew a girl named Polly Shannon back in East Gilead, didn't you?
Ma'am?
I say you knew a girl in East Gilead named Polly Shannon.
Oh, yes, ma'am. She's dead.
No, Stiles, we want the truth.
Well, that's what he's getting. I couldn't tell a lie. I don't know how. Polly Shannon is dead. I used to go and lay daisies on her tombstone.
You chaps ought to rehearse that fellow.
We did. Now, if you'll sit down quietly and listen to me.
Never mind, Harriet. If Polly's going, I'm going too.
You're not going.
Yes, I'm going to get a job.
Oh, don't let him go, Prentice. I can't bear it.
I can't afford to lose a set of Van Zile brains, even if they are addled.
Listen, 3 weeks ago, this girl was a maid employed by Clay and me. She wanted to have her voice trained. She was broke.
So that's your story? That's even better than Rex's.
Harry, what are we going to do?
It looks like a gentleman is outside.
A reporter? Oh, I knew it. Oh.
Yes, this is the first of them.
Will you talk to him, Harry?
Certainly.
Oh, I'm not equal to it, really. Oh, tell Miss Beatty I can't see him. You're so good at explaining things. I must get some air. Oh.
I think I'll get some air too.
It was a nice job you gave me.
Did you explain it to Myrtle?
I drove around and around with the gas gauge out.
I don't care what you said, but did she believe you?
No, not a word.
What's the matter with you? Couldn't you make her understand?
No, but after dinner she's coming over to have you explain.
But didn't you even tell her that Rex really loves Polly?
No, does he?
Yes! Go back and tell her that.
No, never again.
Excuse me. I want to see the woman for whom Petrowski killed himself.
Wait a moment. A reporter.
I must see this Miss Beatty at once. My time, it is worth very much.
Miss Beatty hasn't time to talk to reporters now.
I'm not a reporter.
You're not? Then who the devil are you?
I am Petrowski.
What?
Once more, please.
You can't be. Petrowski's dead.
I am Vladimir Petrowski, and I have come to see the woman for whom I killed myself.
Mr. Petrowski, if you weren't dead, where have you been all these weeks?
I go away to escape from all these women.
Why?
I have to be alone. A great thing come to me. It enter my soul and cry for me to give it life. I hide myself in an out-of-the-way place and work day and night, writing my wunderbar piano concerto. And when I was done, and I come home, what is it I find? That I am dead!
It must have been quite a surprise to you.
And that is not the worst. See, loof of beautiful Paulette Beatty drove Piers Petrowski to suicide. That is the heading on the paper I see first when I get home. My wife, she showed it to me.
I didn't know you had a wife.
I tell you, I know I have a wife. She has not yet stopped talking. And you must make me to understand why Miss Beatty go about saying I killed myself for love of her.
Well, it was...
You see, Mr. Petrowski,
It was simple.
I
explain it.
understand. You think you can advertise her name by maligning mine? But I will make trouble. I will sue. I will have you arrested for slander.
It was not done for Miss Beatty, Mr. Petrowski. It was all done for your sake.
My sake? What do you mean? Go on.
Mr. Petrowski, to your most ardent admirers, of which I am one, it has always seemed a crying shame that you had not received larger rewards. So when the story of your disappearance came, the thought struck us that we might inaugurate the most magnificent press campaign that any artist has ever had.
We felt sure that you would come back.
Yes.
And all through the long, anxious weeks, our faith in that never wavered.
Mr. Petrowski, we are making you the most talked of man in America. Your face and story will be known in every city, town, and village in the country. The story that jumped into the headlines of the papers will sweep over Canada, Europe, South America.
And then around the world.
You will be hailed by the multitude as you are now by the elect, as Petrowski, the world's greatest pianist.
It beats the Dutch.
That was my intention.
You are right. I will explain to my wife if she will stop talking long enough. Au revoir, au revoir.
Petrowski.
Petrowski.
Miss Beatty, may I present Mr. Petrowski?
Oh, Miss Beatty, you do all this for me? Oh, all the papers say I should kill myself for her. I could almost do it.
Please don't. You've caused enough trouble already.
She is so wonderful.
So you are the great Petrovsky. Oh, I should like to hear you play sometime.
You like to hear me?
Oh, yes.
Anything you ask, I will do. Anything.
Come with us, Mr. Petrowski, into the music room. Mr. Van Zile, this is Vladimir Petrowski.
But Petrowski is dead.
He's come to life again.
Fine. Have you got the king and the prime minister of Uruguay here too?
No, it'll take us a little longer to get a hold of them.
How do I know this is Petrowski?
How do you know? You mean you do not see that I am Petrowski?
I told you you need to be advertised.
Mr. Van Zile, Mr. Petrowski carries a proof of his identity with him.
Well, let's see it.
You shall hear it.
Mr. Petrowski,
I will play you mein piano concerto. I shall name it Idula to Palette Baby.
How about Mrs. Petrowski?
Ah, don't remind me of that woman just as I go to play.
If you don't look out, Petrowski will be one of the men you have ruined after all. Oh, Mr. Van Zile, may I present Miss Polly Shannon? Really, Polly Shannon. I flatter myself I never make a mistake about such charming women as yourself. No? No? No?
I'm expecting any minute now to come out of the ether and hear the doctor say, it's all over.
it will seem funny if I have to talk down the dumbwaiter, the Iceman.
Who's that playing?
That's Petrowski.
Petrowski? Well, then he didn't kill himself?
No, and I'm very glad he didn't.
Why? Who? I don't understand.
Yes, it seems as though she really is Polly Shannon, after all.
Polly Shannon? You? Oh!
I must go now. I want to get away from Paulette Beatty and her past as soon as I can.
Oh, wait!
And to think that I fell for those pearls and that French accent.
Oh, Prentice. We thought you knew so much about women.
I'm going to the station with Polly. Why?
Hush, Rex. Listen, that's Petrowski.
Petrowski? Did you say Petrowski?
Oh, you little. Did Rex say that your father was a minister?
Yes, a Baptist.
Yes, and I can prove it.
Don't start proving anything more.
Come, sit beside me. Listen.
What about dinner?
Hold it back a few minutes. Lay another place. I'm going to ask Mr. Petrowski if he will honor us. Thank you. Won't you stay too, Polly?
I don't know whether I've got a job or not, but if you're willing to take a chance.
You will need a cook, won't you?
Polly.
I'm afraid I can't give him much of a character.